everyone, how you doing? I'm here. I'm a little bit damp, but I'm here. How's your life going? Sorted it out? Everybody sorted your lives out this weekend? Not really a good time for sorting your life on the weekend, is it? Typically, you drink all weekend and then your life's unsorted when you come back. Such is life. Such is life in a place like the United Kingdom of Britain and Northern Ireland, where people binge drink for no reason every weekend, purely out of force of habit. And obviously our Irish cousins are exactly the same. Let's shut down the pretense that they have some sort of differing cultural norms in Ireland. Basically the same, isn't it? Someone was having a pop at me on Quora because I answered something about... Someone said, why is it that in Ireland the people have got a better sense of humour than the people in England? And I was like, no, I think you'll find this is just Anglophobic fucking nonsense. Like, what, do you think you're going to an Irish pub on an average Friday night and they're talking about, oh, let me tell you a funny story about me mate Dave. But when you go into a pub anywhere in England, what we're talking about? World domination and fucking genocide. I don't know. Maybe Mel Gibson asked the question. Mel Gibson might be busy on question and answer websites. I mean, he's not doing much else these days, is he? So that might be what's going on. Who knows? My Twitch is down for some reason. That's weird, isn't it? Normally, it just starts up on its own, but for some reason, it seems to be unhappy today. That's weird. Let me have a quick look. Maybe Susan's... Fucking Susan. Maybe she's employed some villains over in Twitchville who have a pop with me. And they're all owned by the same people. Twitch is like Amazon, isn't it? I think again, it's mad, isn't it? I remember seeing a spider diagram years ago, and it showed how each corporation was linked to the other. Like, you know, a good example would be Cadbury's. Cadbury's is owned by Kraft, right? And Kraft owns fucking dozens of different things. So, you know, when you might think you might want to boycott some company that's annoyed you, and then you go, I'll show those bastards, and you start buying something else, and it's basically owned by the same company. It's what's the movie where the guy's like, it's just corporations? Oh yeah, it's Dr. Evil, in it. One of his guys is talking about how the world's changed. It's just corporations. And it is, isn't it? I think the 5 biggest corporations in the world basically own 90% of everything, which is why people like me keep making the case that it's dangerous. When you start cancelling and silencing people, there's no logical conclusion to it other than your entire fucking lives ruined. Like, you know, everybody keeps going on about Alex Jones. Think about it. The things that people were saying, taking the piss, and were going to do with Alex Jones, they started saying things like, oh, he can't use our bank. It's like, go on then, just cut off his power and his water. It's like, oh, we can't in good conscience supply water to people that disagree with us. Or we can't in good conscience. He uses our electricity to spread his hate, you know, because everything's hate now. Oh, you disagree with the communists? Hate. Like, no, not really, is it? Used to be debate. Everything was up for debate 20 years ago. You're a fucking far left dickhead. I'm not. Let's have a chat about it. That's used to be how it worked. Now, if you're not a far left dickhead, you're not allowed to talk. No, you can't disagree with us. Like Justin Trudeau, innit? Moving the goalposts on what's hate. Oh, you disagree with me? Oh, see, and they always preface everything, don't they, with we love that freedom of speech. We love freedom of speech. However, it's like, oh, here we fucking go. Here's the however. Oh yeah, we love and support and value freedom of speech. However, hate and prejudice and intolerance and bigotry and xenophobia, I'm just reeling them off like they do, and superstition and bigotry and xenophobia, I've used that one. We can't have any of that. So you can't speak, you cunt. Oh yeah, but we were talking about truck drivers. Oh, no. Hate, xenophobia, bigotry, superstition, malice, blah, blah. Just lock them in the fucking gulag. Yeah, done. Cheers. So we love freedom of speech, though, as long as you agree with everything a woke, communist ideologue has to say, then we love freedom of speech. You can speak. Are you free to speak, Mr. Joan Jones? You're free to speak. I know. Yeah, I'm free to speak. Ash Sarkar, you free to say, yeah, I'm free to fucking speak. Oh, well, we've got freedom of speech, haven't we? Hello, plumber at the back. Polite disagreement. Fucking you cunt. You can't talk, you hateful, bigoted bastard. What? I thought we were talking about customs and excise duty. it's lunacy. Lunacy, isn't it? And again, see, this is what I keep saying about how it's easy to ramble on the internet nowadays. You don't have to be a comedy genius. You just talk about reality. It's fucking easy. Anyone can do it. Well, unless you've got the personality of a house brick, which ironically Ash Sarkar does, and she's on the television. You just talk about the real life. Like that's what happens. That's not me like riffing on it. That's not like brass eye, comedy satire. That's just me telling you what currently happens in the real world. It's indistinguishable from 90s satire. Justin Trudeau really did do it. They were talking about mandates to keep people in the houses. Essentially, they're talking about quarantine and medical lockdown laws, basically. And he went, oh yeah, but the people who don't agree, sexist. What the fuck has that got to do with anything? Sexist. It's as ridiculous as just completely changing the subject. Like you're in English class and the English teacher says, what's the difference between a noun and a verb? And you go, 2 + 2 is 4, you cunt. No, that's in maths class. You're doing that after. No, let me tell you. I'm doing my 5 times table, you cunt. Fuck Shakespeare. Pork Shakespeare up your shitbox. I'm talking about maths, motherfucker. And the English teacher's just got to go, well, give you an A. That's how it's got to work. And it means it makes no sense to me at all that people think what you're getting when you read the BBC is in any way an accurate depiction of reality. It's just fucking lunacy, because that's where we're at. He literally, again, not overusing it, correct use of literally on the Bootneck channel. It annoys him. Justin Trudeau literally went on television and said, the truckers are all sexist, misogynist, racists, when they're talking about a fucking medical blockade, basically. Talking about a medical blockade. At no point is gender, race, sexual preference. There's a laundry list of things I could reel off. And apparently, it's all related. So it's just... We're living in a fucking cartoon. We're living in a cartoon. Boris Johnson could be like, I think we should restart giving school kids milk because milk's good for you. And you go, you sexist cunt. Like what? That's just misogyny, that. Why? Hello? Did you think I'm only going to give milk to boys? No, I didn't think that. So you're aware that I'm going to give milk to girls as well? Yeah. But it's still misogyny. Why? Because it's an insult is why. Because when you're a racist or a xenophobe, you're ignorant. So it's an insult when they call you it. So they're basically just insulting you. When Justin Trudeau says these truckers are all fucking racist, xenophobic, homophobes, fucking ists and isms, reel off the ists and the isms, he's just basically saying you're an ugly, thick cunt. You might as well just say that. Just say, your kids are fucking ugly. You know what I mean? Like, you get up in Parliament, I disagree with Boris Johnson. Well, your wife's fat. Your wife's got a face like a slapped ass, and your son's ugly and he's ginger. You should pull the pram, you cunt. Pull the pram, feed the little bastards with a catapult. How's that sound? Your missus looks like she drinks under the fucking dartboard. She is absolutely howling. Just do that. Just stop pretending and reeling off the ists and the isms and just insult people. Yeah, Justin Trudeau. Ask me a question. You disagree with Justin Trudeau? You've got a big nose. You cunt. How's about that? It sounds mature when they all just call everyone names. Ism. I was listening to Andrew Doyle yesterday. He was reeling off Justin Trudeau, just saying like, just insults people. Look, I don't agree with your policies, and he goes racist, sexist, homophobe. That's just, you're insulting me. Just say your mum's fat. Your mum's so fucking dumb. She got locked in Netto and starved to death. There you go. Just do that. It's as mature. You fucking horrible little cunt. I hate Justin Trudeau. It's difficult to pick one you hate the most. But I think of all of them, I hate Justin Trudeau the most. Like, I mean, it's a really hard question. And I'm not going to use the old adage, if you only had a bullet, in one round in your revolver. Because every bootneck knows you don't need a revolver. You can just fucking beat someone to death with the with an empty weapon. Pistol whip. Although I suppose now I'll be getting dangerously close to apparently inciting something. So because again, you're only allowed to make jokes about hurting people if you're left wing, right? Same as you can throw things at Nigel Farage. You can physically assault Nigel Farage, and that's not assault. That's not assault. You can't. He only ditched a fucking pint of milkshake over him. That's not assault. Oh, it's not assault. Well, try and do that to the Prime Minister. See where that gets you. March up to a left-wing politician in the street and ditch a pint of shit up the front of his jacket and see if they think it's assault then. To anybody, I'll tell you what, that fat, horrible Geordie twat who ditched his milkshake on Nigel Farage. I just want to ask you a question, Tubbs. If he's watching, probably not. Oh, share it, he might see it. If you think it's acceptable to ditch a pint of fucking sugared dairy product up the front of another man's suit, and that's not an assault, let me ask you this. If your grandma had just died and you were walking your granddad to the funeral and I leaped out and went, I fucking hate all people, yeah, and just made the cunt wear my extra large Five Guys milkshake, and you knew he was a middle class wanker because it was a Five Guys milkshake. I remember seeing him on the BBC. Oh, it's a shame because my Five Guys milkshake's quite expensive. Yeah, of course it was going to be a Five Guys milkshake. If it was a left-wing politician and a right-wing lad ditched his milkshake on the cunt, it would have been a 97 pence one from McDonald's, the smallest one they have. In fact, it wouldn't have even been McDonald's. It would have been them, like, you get the dodgy fried chicken shops that look a bit like them. It'd have been Spackdonald's. It would have been one of those fake pop-ups from you see in Middlesbrough. Like, you see one in Borough, it's like KFC, but it's spelled different. It's like MFC, Middlesbrough Fried Chicken. And there's like a fucked up chicken on the front with like ACAB on his knuckles. He's like, he's got scars. That's what we have. We have like Mickey Mouse version of well-known change. If it was a right-winger doing it, it would have been a Spackdonald's fucking milkshake made with rancid curdled milk that they pinched from outside an off-licence. That's what would have got ditched up him. Yeah, Aldi, mate, 19 pence, bosh. Yeah, that's what you get if you visit the borough and you're a lefty cunt. Worst case scenario, you'd get a 19 pence milkshake up your jacket. And secondly, it probably wouldn't happen because right-wingers don't assault people, because if they assault people, guess what? They get charged with fucking assault. But there you go. If you ditched a fucking pint of milkshake up the front of a left-wing activist's jacket, if Ash Sarkar was walking up the street and you leapt out and went, have a load of that, you fucking dirty commie cunt, you'd be in the nick faster than you can say, have a load of that, you cunt. You'd be in the nick, you'd get done for assault, you'd get charged for it. And this fat Geordie walkist was on the telly going, yeah, it's only a milkshake, there's no harm done, like. No harm done, you daft middle-class cunt. Like I said, you tell me when your granny dies, I'll come to the funeral and I'll fucking ditch a milkshake up your granddad's jacket. See what he makes of that. Let's see if everybody in attendance just goes, nee bother. It's only a milkshake, nee fucking harm done. No, you wouldn't. You'd punch my fucking face. You wouldn't, because you're a fat soy boy and I'd be able to fucking kick you to bits without even breaking a sweat on my furrowed brow. But you and maybe 400 or 500 of your mates and the entirety of the BBC Broadcasting House building and maybe everybody who ever buys a copy of The Guardian, if all of you gang together, then you'd beat me up. That's what you'd do. So don't tell me it's not an assault. Again, it disgusts me, the hypocrisy of these people. That is more of the same, where last week they were talking about, oh yeah, fucking hell, Spotify's hosting Joe Rogan. Oh my God. Well, they all have to be classed as publishers. They all have to be legal. We have to be able to sue Spotify. You haven't been saying that for the last 10 years when YouTube's been strangling my channel and Facebook bans me at the drop of a hat and fucking Twitter bans me every time I tweet something even remotely barbed towards some lefty twat. No. They're definitely not publishers then. No, they're definitely not liable then. But Spotify does it to someone we don't like after saying 50,000 times in the last 10 years that they're definitely not a publisher. Oh, no, now they're a publisher. Now they're definitely a publisher. Clown world. It's fucking clown world. There's no other way of putting it. You know, that's a meme, but that's what we're doing. We're living in a fucking fantasy land where up is down and left is right. And when we punch people in the face, that's fine because that's not assault. But when you punch people in the face, oh no, definitely. In fact, no, that's rape. But if you mildly insult someone, that's assault. So we can kick your fucking teeth in, and that's definitely not assault. But you use harsh language in my general direction. You fart in my general direction. That's a grotesque assault. It's a tyranny, and you have to be whipped on the genitals with an extension cord until both plums are wafer thin, and then we'll let you go. But you assaulted me, and we definitely didn't hurt you. Definitely not. Well, John Smith is pointing out the obvious there. This is why comedians, people like me who talk nonsense on the internet, are doing our very best to lead people away from the inevitable, because this is what they don't understand, is it? They don't realise that if they take the piss constantly, eventually people snap. And if they don't, humour and having a crack about what's going on is like a pressure cooker letting some steam off. And if they keep doing what they're doing, because like I said, I've always considered myself centre-left, and in the last 4 or 5 years, I've took about 10 steps to the right. It's not like I'm not like some youthful kid who joined in some movement on a whim. I'm a 42-year-old man, and I've considered myself to be of the left for fucking most of my 20s, probably early 30s when I started losing my rag with it. But I've took 10 steps to the right, out of principle, because you have to support the embattled minority. And the people who have all the power now are insane, woke fucking ideologues. And they don't seem to realise that if they just keep doing this and taking the piss out of normal people, practising rank hypocrisy, excusing violence when it's done not against you, and then, excusing violence when they're doing it, and then calling your words the worst type of despicable assault, they don't realise that people are going to lose the fucking rag and just seriously kick off eventually. They think they can just keep ditching ignominities and embarrassments and shame and fucking attacks upon you, and you'll just take it forever. And people won't. And if it keeps on going the way it is, we all know what's going to happen. And you're basically going to end up with another fucking French Revolution, but it's going to be a fucking Western Revolution. And all of these fucking scumbags who assault you and beat you and brutalise you and lie about you and tell you up is down and left is right, and Justin Trudeau tyrannising his own fucking people, they will do what the frogs did. We Anglos, probably because of our sense of humour, we've always been able to approach this stuff with a good bit of humour and humility, and we never really have a mega catastrophic event, not for centuries. But we're going to go the same way as the frogs if all this keeps going on, because people are just going to lose the fucking rag. You know what I mean? I'm talking about Broadcasting House, BBC getting defunded. In 10 years' time, they'll be talking about fucking burning it down while every cunt's still inside. So I suggest maybe walking back from the brink, holding up your hands and saying, maybe we are ideologues who aren't thinking straight, and we are pushing a toxic ideology aggressively at normal people. And if we don't fucking stop it, it's going to massively kick off. Maybe they should really pause and do some self-reflection, because it ain't looking good for normal people, if you ask me. You can only take so much shite, can you? Anyway, right, that was a 20-minute tirade. I haven't even talked about the news, but this weekend, just more of the same. More of the same. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Christ, talk about vehicle excise duty and they'll bring up bastards racism. It's like, what is petrol? Is petrol a Nigerian immigrant with a club foot? Is it? No, it's a fucking inanimate object. It's a product of dead dinosaurs. It's got nothing to do with racial discrimination in the Outer Hebrides, you fucking maniacs. Right, let's do some news. The truckers, well done. They're still at it. Canada Unity, Freedom Convoy. Also, wise choice to put some minorities in the picture. Because, I mean, I was always taught not to see colour, but in 2022, you've got to be sensible and think, oh yeah, that's all these silly cunts do, is see colour. So, quick, get some brown people over. Again, they're making you a racist. Nobody wants to be racist. I don't look at people and think I know anything about them because of what they look like. But they're dragging us back, wheeling us back, the regressive communist left, pulling us back to the 80s. I never used to think about colour. Now I think, fuck, we're going to have a photo go viral. Best get a black fella in here. Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. Because they're fucking mental. And also, they're the ones who tell you that black and brown people and gay people can't be conservative or centrist. So where did they find these two? Is that somebody in blackface? Clear. Oh yeah, and there's no women. No, the women are all left wing. Women are all woke. Everybody knows that. That is clearly a slim white man in a corset with makeup on, and that is a right wing middle-aged dwarf in a woolly hat. And they're both despicable, racist, sexist, misogynist, Islamophobic, carnivorous. What else is? I mean, there's a fucking really off climate denying. There's too fucking many. Anti-Semitic. What are we on there? 11. It's just fucking lunacy. Yeah. So there we go. That racist fucking white man in drag and racist evil midget. There they are. Freedom Convoy. Truckers in Ottawa vowing to continue their protests despite a state of emergency and mounting frustration and anger. Oh yeah, there we go. Despite. BBC. It's not despite. It's not despite if it's one of your woke causes, is it, BBC? Then it's Black Lives Matter activists in Ottawa are vowing to continue their protests with a massive amount of popular support from absolutely everybody except those despicable, dirty sexists. So, isn't this about black? No, it's about sexists as well, you cunt. Why? Because we've decided it is. Who cares? All right, that'll do for me. BBC journalists, that'll do for me. We only ask questions when you're not a communist. Thanks. For more than a week now, anti-vaccine mandate protests have paralysed the city's core, forcing businesses to close and disrupt daily life. Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? Anti-vaccine mandate protests have paralysed the city's core. But locking everything and banning fun and telling musicians they can't sing anymore, that didn't paralyse the city. No. Closing all the businesses, shutting all the banks, telling people not allowed to go outside, that didn't. Oh, no, that didn't paralyse the city. That was a bright and vibrant and tolerant city, yeah. But protesting about the fucking soy boy in chief, paralysing the city. Paralysing it. What was that? Me paralysed. Fuck off. On Monday morning, several of them told the BBC they will stay until their demands are met. Good lads. There are thousands of protesters and hundreds of trucks. The so-called freedom, the so-called, it's always so-called as well. It's not so-called Black Lives Matter, is it? The so-called Black Lives Matter. And the so-called Black Lives Matter actually did kill some black people, like they shot that black policeman in the face. So the so-called Black Lives Matter movement, who kills black people, you could definitely make the case that they should be the so-called Black Lives Matter. You can't go, Black Lives Matter, oh, there's a black man dressed as a policeman. Black Lives Matter. Well, you've just shot a black man. Yeah, but he wasn't a communist. So it doesn't matter, does it? How come they're the so-called Freedom Convoy when they actually want freedom? But it's not the so-called Black Lives Matter movement when they're violent and they kill black people. Bit weird, innit? Still, I'll let that slide. I haven't got all day. But its members want a relaxation of all kinds of mandates. In parts of Canada, you need to show you're vaccinated to enter indoor venues like restaurants, gyms and bars. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I told you, I couldn't believe how bad it was in California when I moved back out here. Because in England, I was going to the gym quite happily, enjoying myself. And next thing you fucking know, it comes out here, you're not allowed, they said you have to wear your face mask to go into the gym, right? And I assumed, because the rules in the bars and restaurants out here is, I've still been going on the piss, right? Because I know this, and again, sad wings, you chippy bastard, don't start going, fucking hell, Bootneck still enjoys his life, the cunt. He should stain and drink rain and be a miserable bastard all the time, right? So don't have a pop, but I've still been going out, despite the fact they make you wear a mask when you walk in. So in pubs out here, ridiculous as it sounds, you have to wear your mask when you walk in, but then the second you get to your seat, you can ditch the cunt. So you don't have to wear a mask. Yeah, there we go, see? Only sheep wear masks. I knew it was coming. Fair enough, John, I admire your stubbornness, I do. But I like going out drinking. And if that means I have to occasionally put a mask on for a minute or two, I do it. Again, I was chatting with some of Simon Sideways' lads in the Discord, and they're a good bunch of lads, but yeah, lots of them are unbending and they take umbrage with me meeting these fuckers halfway. But me, I'm happy to meet them somewhat halfway. So I go to the pub, walk in with my mask on, take the cunt off, sit and get pissed, leave. Not the end of the world. Jim, I fucking joins the gym, walks in with my mask on, gets on the fucking treadmill, took it off, started running. Bloke come over and was like, oh, no, you've got to wear the mask while you're running, you cunt. You breathe out a lot. I was like, yes, I breathe out a lot. What do you want me to do? Breathe out my fucking arsehole? Think I can suck in gulps of air through my rectum, you mad cunt? So I'm not doing that again. I'll meet them halfway. I'm not doing that. So I'll tell you what, fuck it. Cancel the membership. Fuck yous. So I haven't been able to go to the gym out here for, how long did I move out here? 4 or 5 months, however long it's been. So I had to spend I bought a rowing machine. I dropped fucking 500 on a rowing machine and bought the cunt for my house. Because I refuse to wear a mask while I'm on a fucking treadmill or working out, because it's ridiculous. So I assumed that the boozers were the same as the gyms, but they aren't. So yeah, I spat my dummy out with the gym and I fucked them off and I haven't been back. But like I said, happy fucking medium. Again, I know I expect disagreement. Oh, see, Sadwings is more reasonable than I thought he was. People's decision about massage apps. That's the one I take. I'm against the fucking things out of principle. What I'm not all for is this weird infighting. It's sort of like the white nationalist types. They annoy me because they don't do compromise in any way, shape or form. They don't look at people like me and say, this guy is pro-freedom and pro-choice, so we like him. They say, no, because he's not 100% into our doctrine, even though we've got more in common with him, a patriotic nationalist Bootneck from the UK and 60 generations. They don't say because he's got more in common with us, we like him anyway, despite the fact he rejects some of our ideology. You get him in the chat sometimes, you get him having a go at me on Twitter sometimes or on Facebook or what have you, and they're like, oh, look at this fucking loser. It's like, that sort of stupidity grates me because that is exactly the same as the communists. You're basically as daft as they are if you don't see shades of grey. Because the real world is not black and white. It's black, 1,000 shades of grey, white. And it's a fucking stupid strategy because you lose. You're not going to win anything by instantly insulting and trying to mock the people who you really should have a sort of loose-knit alliance with. And this is what I'm talking about. And same with whoever, oh, you wear a fucking mask occasionally, you fucking loser. It's like, yeah, fucking shoot me. So, because what does it do when you start giving people shit? A less stoic gentleman might go, all right, and fuck you, I'll go all in with the communists. Because that's what normal people do. They pick whoever is the most in common with them and they side with them. If you don't do that, you just insult and disparage people who don't agree with you 100% on everything. You aren't normal. You are an ideologue, right? And you get right-wing ideologues and you get left-wing ideologues. Most people, conservative people, like I said, shitloads of the Republicans in America are fundamentalist Christians. But I've got more in common with them, much more in common with those people than I have with the communists. So I side with them. even though I don't really believe in God and all of that. That's what normal people do. So I've got no time for this fucking shit about, oh my God, you put a mask on, you might as well be a fucking baby raper. Yeah, what? I admire your fucking stoicism if you've sat in and drank tap water for fucking 2 years, but I like going to the boozer. Anyway, send me on another tangent there. I didn't finish the story. Oh yeah, because I was talking about this. So this is bollocks. This is bollocks. Normal people should be free to go. I think the number one reason I'm against this, again, because of my logical personality, it's not because of anything to do with politics. You could even completely remove the political elements, and it still massively annoys me because it's so illogical. So remove the politics altogether. And again, you can't talk about it too much or you get fucking binned off YouTube. Ignore the politics, ignore the science. Just think of this purely on a common sense level. If they were to say, you can go to the boozer and you have to wear an NBC suit and a respirator, and then we'll bring your pint over and it's in a special drinking bottle, like what you can use in the military, so you can drink water when you're wearing a full face respirator. And you upend that in your little device, and then you drink your pint through your fucking gas mask, through your resin. Just do that. If they were doing that, that makes more sense than what they're doing now. Because when they say to you, like seriously, some of the fucking places I've been out here in California, it would astound you. They make you wear a mask to walk in. So you wear your mask for 10 seconds, sit down, and you can sit at the bar as well. I've been sat at the bar, blokes on my left, blokes on my right, and it's crowded, and none of us are wearing a mask, and everyone's coughing and sneezing and drinking, clinking glasses, fucking eating and drinking. There's fucking food all over, there's fucking spit all over, you can do everything. And then you stand up to leave, and you have to put your mask on. And if you don't, they ban you. They go, oh, no, you can't fucking do anything with a mask. You can't. I'm like, that is mega. It's absolutely mental. It's like going to Thailand on holiday with the lads for 3 weeks, shagging about 60 prostitutes unprotected. And then when you come home, the guy at the fucking passport control goes, passport please, mate. And you go, ugh. Put a fucking face mask on, put some rubber gloves on. Oh, I'm not touching my passport after you've touched it, you cunt. You've just been dug up 60 bareback prostitutes, you cunt. No, I'm worried about germs, mate. That's the only analogy I can give you. There is no fucking sense to these mandates in Canada and in California at all. Like, if you were doing it right and it made sense, you could possibly talk me into it. But the idea that you've got to wear them for 10 paces, and then you can just all get pissed and shout and scream at each other as much as you like in a crowded as fuck bar. There's no social distancing. The bars haven't got plastic screens. Yeah, insane in the membrane strain. That's exactly what it is. The bars, because listen to me, these bars I'm telling you about, they don't even have plastic screens. You know, in some places in England, you'd have a plastic screen up between you and a cashier in like a supermarket. These crowded bars don't have anything like that. There's nothing. So it's a crowded bar, people everywhere. I was in watching the Rams and the fucking, I'm so shit with American football. The Rams and the 49ers it was. I was in the pub for the Rams and the 49ers game. And it was shocker. There was about 70 people in there. And there's no plastic fucking screens, no distancing, no marking taping on the floor or anything. It was fucking rammed. But you had to wear your mask to get in. If you try to walk in without a mask, someone at the front is like, oh, you fucking can't do that, you cunt. Don't you care about, why do you want to kill your granny, you cunt? Oh, okay then, take it off now. Party time, fucking touchdown. Yeah, it's absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. So again, it's not even about the mandates, the vaccines, the medical science, the legality. It's purely about common sense, even if I didn't think it was all highly illegal and illiberal and directly against every single common law piece of legislation we've passed in the Anglosphere for the last fucking 500 years. Even if you ignored all of that, it's the maddest shit ever. It doesn't make sense. Like I said, that's the best analogy I can give you. Go to a gay bar bum 20 blokes up the arse, and then as you're leaving, tell you the doorman you don't want to shake his hand because you worry about catching something. Are you fucking mental? It makes me lose my rag. It's so stupid. Because I'm an ENTP. I'm all about logic. It makes me get angry when people... When I was in the pub, I was arguing with people in the pub because if you can't tell, I'm a fucking belligerent prick. And there was one couple in there who said, oh, it's not that bad. It's only a mask. And I was arguing with them about it, saying like, yeah, but think about it. You wear a mask for 10 fucking yards. And then we stand and shout at each other. Do you understand? It's fucking ridiculous. I might as well lick your face. I mean, you talk about people, spraying germs everywhere. If you're sat and you're crammed in between 10 blocks and people are sneezing and coughing, you might as well just get a Chinaman to grab your ears and go, and lick your fucking face. From a virus point of view, they spread through airborne particles. One sneeze within 20 feet of you, if you're highly contagious with an ailment, you're probably going to get it. It's an airborne particle. It's minuscule. So to stand 2 feet away from someone who's coughing and sneezing and shouting, like I said, you may as well get President Xi Jinping. I'm out by about 100 years there. You might as well get President Xi Jinping to lick your fucking face. You may as well get President Xi Jinping to suck your eyeballs. It doesn't make any fucking sense. That's why it makes me angry. My logic gland is like... It just enrages me. Right. Anyway, that was a long tirade. I still haven't got through one. So yeah, this is bollocks. On Sunday, Ottawa Mayor Jim Watson told radio station CFRA that authorities were losing this battle against protesters gathered in the city's centre near Parliament Hill. Most of the demonstrators are doing so peacefully. Oh, well, it's good of them to put that in. But there have been reports of harassment and some have used Nazi slogans to me. Absolute bollocks. Absolute bollocks. If there was a Nazi... Again, these people are protesting against fascism. Fascism, telling people they're not free people, free men and women, they're not allowed to go where they want in a fucking own country. You don't protest fascism with a Nazi slogan. Those fucking Nazi slogans, again, this isn't a conspiracy theory. The ones who had tiki torches at a rally out here were found to be Democrat voting activists. One of the guys is the bloke who set up Occupy Democrats, the fucking website. Far left activists dress up and tip up. Again, because who's got the balls to do it? There's been numerous cases of them. If you turned up here with a Nazi slogan, everyone would be on your back straight away. So we know who's got the fucking Nazi slogans. And it isn't people fucking protesting for freedom. Again, it doesn't make sense. Protesting a fascist government, telling free men and women they're not allowed to go out. And they're going to do it with Nazi slogans. The fucking lefty cunts. Lefty Guardian reading arseholes. The only ones who do it, who turn up in masks, are the ones who are wearing masks because they probably work for the fucking Guardian. Again, it's obvious to anybody who's got a hole in their arsehole. Arse-hole. Prime Minister JT said they were an insult to truth. Fucking. A man who you can't even believe his fucking radio is telling other people it's an insult to truth. Like I said, this is the hypocrisy and the blatant lies that will drive people to fucking lose their minds and fucking burn him out of his house. Like, they need to fucking calm down with the rhetoric. An insult to truth from a communist who does nothing but lie. Make your own minds up. Protests now spread to other cities, Toronto, Quebec, Vancouver. Good luck to them. Canada's never been stronger. We see united people that have come together, says Rand Freeman, a 33-year-old veteran of the Canadian military. Fucking 33-year-old sweat. We know that throughout history, first they ignore you, then they ridicule you, then they attack you, and then you win. We're entering the attack phase. Good fucking... Very well said. Mr. Freeman said he was unconcerned by police warnings that those bringing fuel to protesters in a red zone could be arrested. They need to give the illusion that they've won. Yeah. But they know they've let the genie out of the bottle and can't get it back in. Good luck to them. Look at that. Look at that. Does that look like a hostile crowd? Does that look like a load of fascists, does it? What a load of bollocks. JT is a fucking rat. He is an absolute rat. He is a sloshing toppers Elson. He is a Glastonbury Portaloo that was rammed to the fucking hilt and then left to bake in the sun for a week. The man is a fucking viper. Like all communists. You can't trust a word he says. The man is a fucking snake and he would have you and your kids in a gulag as soon as look at you. Trucker Lloyd Brubaker placed the blame squarely on the shoulders of Trudeau and the Canadian government. If he dropped all the mandates, the truckers would go home as fast as we came. Easy. And isn't it funny? In most arguments, you're asking for something. Like, we'll go if you give us this and this. Oh yeah, and we want some money. But here, all they're saying is, go back to the way the world was 2 years ago. They don't want anything. They're not saying, give us some money, give us some land, give us some logistics, drop some taxes. I mean, it's the most Canadian protest ever. The American Revolution, they wanted to fucking keep all the money. It's like, no taxation without representation. It's basically, we want to keep all of our own money, you cunts. It's like, they're not asking them to like not tax them anymore. They're not saying we want some concessions, we want some reparations, we want some compensation. They're just saying, just stop being a cunt. It's the most Canadian protest ever. Normal people, you have to be doing something to them for them to protest. Here, they're just saying, how about we just go back to the way the world was 2 years ago, you cunt? They're not even threatening to like not pay their income tax or take anything or demanding anything. They're just saying, stop being a fascist and we'll all go home. It's as simple as that. It's a very polite, pleasant Canadian protest. So hats off to them. Mr. Brubeck is supporting the protest because he fears his 9-year-old son would not have the right to choose for his freedom. Yeah. All I want is the right to choose between getting it or not getting it. Freedom, your own body. Funny how you're all about bodily autonomy when you're talking about fucking vaxing a few fetuses out of someone's fucking gusset. But you're not talking about bodily autonomy when you're talking about medical procedures. Weird that, innit? Weird. Again, they don't see the glaring hypocrisy. Punch you in the face, definitely not assault. You insult Ash Sarkar, you've just fucking assaulted her, you cunt. You basically verbally raped her. It's the same here. It's exactly the same here. Hoovering piss flaps all day long. You want another abortion? It's 12 this year. Yeah, well, I had a shit weekend. Fuck it. No questions asked. Oh, you don't want to you're scared of needles? You're worried about a jab? It could be any reason. You don't even have to give a reason. Fuck it, I can't be bothered. Oh, you're not allowed to say that. There's people who are like phobic, who are actually terrified of needles, who are genuine, who don't get anything because they're fucking frightened of them. What, you're not allowed to be frightened anymore? You're not allowed to, you don't have to give a reason. But, I mean, that's a good one. So you have total bodily autonomy if you want to chop a 12-year-old's cock off. Right, but if you want to do that, mind-altering drugs, do that, yeah. Weird. Desmond is fucking amazing. Oh, you want to mutilate a child? Yeah, you can do that. Want to send a burly bloke into the rape crisis centre? Yeah, you can do that. Just as long as she calls herself Brenda. Doesn't matter if she's got fucking gnarled forearms like Popeye. No, definitely. Bodily autonomy. Bodily autonomy. Mutilate kids, bodily autonomy. Abortions, all right, left, right and Chelsea, bodily autonomy. Whoa. You don't fancy getting a medical procedure? Fuck off, you're not allowed to do that. Clown world. It up is down and left is right. I don't need to talk about it any longer. I've reeled off 100 different staggering examples of the most mind-melting hypocrisy you will ever fucking see on this live stream. I don't need to talk about it anymore. Many Ottawa residents say their patience with the protest has been wearing thin. But many don't. Many Ottawa residents. Yeah, but many don't. I'll stop you there. Some complaints have been traffic. Traffic. Yeah, traffic. Weird how you didn't talk about the complaints when Black Lives Matter smashed $1 billion worth of shit up. Weird that, innit? Kick fuck out of every cunt, raping every bastard, shooting the coppers, burning everything down. Didn't talk about the complaints then, did you? Nah, weird. Weird that. No more needs to be said. I've already covered it. Carrying the protest on in the matter has been by blocking businesses from operating and earning an income is unfair to the citizen. Yet again, didn't say that when fucking 20,000 communists were shitting in the streets, did you? Didn't report a single word of dissent against that, did you, BBC? Additionally, Stewart feels it. Oh, swell Stewart's a cunt. Stewart's a cunt. I'm tired of being eloquent and sensible about these rebuttals. Stewart's a cunt. Stewart, you are a fucking hornblower. Another resident said the climate of fear has swept over. Bollocks. Yeah, climate of fear. Climate of fear? Climate of fear? Really? Hang on. I've got this. Do they look fucking terrified? Is that the face of terror? Climate of fear? Yeah, that kid, that small child and those 4 innocent women, they look fucking terrified. Yeah, shitting themselves. What a load of bollocks. Anyway, I'm not reading any more of that. It's fucking propaganda and it's nearly 12, so I'm going to fuck off. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to start doing this week, just so you know. Follow the Antagonistic Biscuit on there because I'm going to post some stuff just to that channel because I think it's too spicy for this one. So yeah, I suggest you give it a follow. And also check my Twitch out, which hasn't been on today for I don't know why, probably because Susan pulled all of my pubes out and their strings. And there's my Twitch channel. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll come back tomorrow and shout and scream at the BBC for your viewing pleasure yet again. All right, cheers. It's nearly 12 already, Winston, yes. Yes, it's getting on, old bean. Time flies when you're swearing at communists. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Same time. Tune in. Be there or be fucking square. Or be entertained by something without foul language and communism. Yeah, might be a good idea. Go watch the Midsummer Murders. It won't give you an aneurysm. Cheers, guys. See you later on. Take it easy.